So I have with here Jay, or the person I was introducing in the interview. So Jay, can you introduce yourself for us, please?
Hello, my name is Jay O'Dowd, aka Ohayoghurt. I had a fair amount of association with. Sorry, can I redo that line?
That's fine.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I've had a fair amount of good memories with Let's Make a Soccer Team, both playing it and watching you play it. I I guess I'll go further into what I mean as you ask the questions.
Sure. How did you find out about the game in the first place?
Well, it was actually via Virtua Football, which was being sold. Get this, it was being sold new for $20 at Crazy Clark's, and it's in.
Yes, the good old budget store. Same place I got my copy of Let's Make a Soccer Team and Virtual Pro Football, $20 each. Weird that, huh?
Yes, I believe they were only selling Virtua Pro Football at the time, but it was from Virtua Pro that I saw references to Let's Make a Soccer Team. Oh, you can import a player over to Let's Make a Soccer Team. Oh, there's this game. Why not try it? On the back cover of the manual, I think. So I eventually picked up Let's Make a Soccer Team.
Backwards for me, I found out about VPF via Let's Make a Soccer Team. So, yeah. When did you join NeoSeeker?
I have to double check that. I believe it was 2010. I'm looking at my vote. Yeah, 2010, August. I believe it was to start posting in the Let's Make a Soccer Team forum, actually.
Just around the time I Love City and Red Devils SP, Wuppertal, all those guys were
Yeah.
but on the way out. I think they'd all left by 2012, and you're about the only one left. And then I come in what, 2015, 2014?
Yeah. It was good seeing them talk about the game at the time. NeoSeeker had a real cult following of Let's Make a Soccer Team there.
I mean, as I mentioned in the video, it was the second most used forum in 2008, behind FIFA 07. That's actually on Wikipedia. Weird that. Roberto Baggio actually was the spokesman for the game in Japan. Anyway, you started your game, both of your Let's Plays in Nottingham. I know I did the same thing and had the same strategy when setting it up. Basically, teamwork, Nottingham, and you get a really good bloody sponsor. How did you discover that, and how good was it for you?
Well, the thing is, it's not nearly a strategy because I discovered it purely by chance. I was thinking, based on the descriptions that the game gives you of each town, I'm like,
Oh my
well, I
God.
don't really want to start up. I don't really want to start in a town there where it says football is poorly followed.
Oh my God, that's the exact same white reason I fucking went through. We really are alike. God dang it.
Yes. But I didn't want to start somewhere where there was a ton of clubs already. So
Same.
London was right out.
Same.
And see, the thing about Nottingham for England is that you've only got one other team and they're stuck in third division forever. So you basically got a three reign on a place which can potentially be a hotbed for football, according to the game.
And yeah, the funny thing enough now is Forest are back in the Premier League and actually 2 points above the relegation battle, right? Beg my pardon, right now. Oh, fucking burps. I really shouldn't be drinking drinks.
Yep, somewhat of a revival for Forest.
Yeah. I'm not really going to be too worried about editing this interview down, by the way. If random shit gets talked about, there is a full unedited version that's going up. So I'm only really going to be using the parts that are relevant. I've got the game going on in the background, obviously, because you need some visuals. So we're just going to watch my Let's Play team get pummeled by the top 7 teams in the game.
Yeah, I see.
Anyway, any other cool strategies you figured out with the game? Like, this can include stuff we both figured out too, obviously.
Honestly, compared to the old guard at Neo Seeker and then you later, not a lot actually. I think we both figured out that wing play was superior because I watched some of your games. And it was like, oh wow, crossing it in from the wing is a very easy way to mess up the defense.
Yeah, and
I suppose it's by necessity because the games in LMAST are only 2-minute halves, so the defense has to be stupid by default. It's one of those things.
Sorry, I'll let you keep talking.
It's one of those things I'd always wished had been changed because with 3-minute halves, the scores would have been more realistic. It's a bit too low scoring in game.
FIFA Manager suffers from the opposite problem. Like, the game engine, it runs perfectly with amount of score, but the passes are wrong between the 3D games and the sim games, which really fucks up quite a few different things in game. Your players aren't recognized as passing as much, and this is even in the 2022 season mod, which I'm also a developer of. Well, database editor, at least.
Yeah, it's very difficult to balance sim stats to played stats. A lot of games have had that problem in all sports throughout history.
NBA still has it, although they really don't care about my league anymore. But anyway, any strategies that, you know, have been discovered? I mean, I haven't mentioned, for example, the best players to pick up. Also, Rashi just scored against fucking Bayern. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything in particular that wasn't figured out by others.
Well, that's
I was
what I was asking. Any others? But we'll get to that towards the end, I think.
I think insofar as I had unique knowledge, it was more along the lines of Virtua Pro Football and remembering how to optimize training for a player to import into LMAST.
Yeah, and that's definitely something I'll introduce in the Let's Play once I get V Drake, who is actually in the screenshot before this interview on the main video.
All right.
That might not make it into the edit. So how did we meet, by the way? I know, but I'd like to hear from your perspective.
Well, as you said, we met in we first met up in the Motorsport Manager Discord. A Motorsport Manager Discord. There was no official Discord, but you mentioned that you were streaming. You've streamed Motorsport Manager, and then, as you said, one day you switched to Let's Make a Soccer Team. And I was like, oh, I know this game. And we really hit it off from there. You invited me to your personal Discord, and there were ups and downs from that point on, but we've always gravitated towards each other through thick and thin.
Definitely through thick and thin, as if it wasn't for you, I'd probably been dead in a ditch a long time ago. Seriously. But you're gonna sidetrack away from that for a second.
Yeah, I understand.
What do you play outside Let's Make a Soccer Team? And Motorsport Manager, obviously. I noticed on the YouTube channel you've got Football Tactics Glory, Super Woden GP. The Cyclops Tactics, you're actually credited as a beta tester in that one.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what exactly I've been playing recently. In particular, I've as you know, Gran Turismo, but racing games in general are something I've always held fondly, even if I've had my ups and downs with racing game communities. It's mostly up these days, but there was a time where it was kind of not so good for me.
We're beating Bayern 2-1, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm shocked as you are. Sarmiento of all people. But yeah, no. I vaguely remember you have played Buzzer Beater before as well, even being a national champion, which is an online basketball MMO. Give us a bit of an explanation about that.
Yeah, well, when I first got the internet on a full time basis, it was in 2009, and my general like of racing and sports games gravitated me towards online managers. My first was Manager Zone. Trophy Manager was also in there at some point.
Remember
Football
them?
Identity.
Oh, Football Identity. Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. Buzzer Beater came in 2012, and I liked that game in particular because it was more deterministic. You didn't have any horrendous beats because the game engine was screwing with you.
And you also didn't have the shitty RNG of throwing up in your helmet once every season like GPRO.
Yeah, that game was just silly with its randoms.
I also noticed that you're pretty up there in my racing career at the minute too. I need to get back into that myself, actually.
Yes, that's something. That's something else that I'm building towards. Still a relative newcomer to the game, but I feel like I'm on my way to establishing myself. One other thing that you might not necessarily know, I'm actually getting into golf video games a lot recently. I may end up uploading a certain golf game, talking about it on my own channel.
Everybody's Golf?
No, not Everybody's Golf. It's actually I think it ties into the new EA Sports PGA.
McIlroy?
No. Joe, a couple of years before that.
Golf Club?
No,
I won't let you. Don't worry, I'm just messing with you. But no, like there's been a few golf games out there, and it's sad that the golf club got bought out by 2K and just fucking died. NCAA Football 14 is something I've been into lately. Actually, one of the only Aussies to own a copy, I think. Got that imported before COVID.
Yes, that's a.
So yeah, the inertia drift meme you also made. Lopez seriously miscalculated. 1 million views
it was
on a fluke.
Yes, I wish I knew how the YouTube algorithm worked so that I could do that on a consistent basis.
I can tell you exactly what that was. It was French cycling forums. I went diving. It's basically the top video on Jeux Video at some point, which is the French YouTube that they just didn't rip your video off. They linked to it. You know, that's how they do things.
Yeah. But I'm glad I had my 15 minutes of YouTube fame, and who knows, maybe I can do it again. I seem to have a knack for memes.
I mean, as displayed in the lead up to this interview, obviously. Anything you wanted to ask me before I get to my final question about Let's Make or?
Not necessarily. I guess I'll. Nah. Sorry, I tried to think of something, but where we can just move on with it for now. You can always edit it back in if I think of something before we're done with this call.
Yeah, definitely. Well, describe your modding with Motorsport Manager, because I do want to do more stuff for the full interview as well, but that a lot of that stuff won't make it in, but just thought it'd be useful. If you don't
whilst I was never the absolute prime modder of Motorsport Manager, I did dabble with trying to fix the game balance in certain ways.
You also did the math for the time cost. I know you're actually a primary school challenge winner back In those days, you did tell me that you won a few Westpac awards, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. But I basically I just had
Hold
a
on. Westpac's an Australian bank, for reference.
yes. Basically, I just had the itch to do a lot of testing for the Motorsport Manager in regards to the car speeds, and from that, I think others were able to better balance the game themselves. Brian was doing his Rebirth Redux and having
Flaming
the
Reds, original
Yeah.
Red, yeah, too. The Redux of that. That was a server we met in, actually, the Flaming Reds. Back
Yes.
when it was also merged with the Fire and Ice team, and now they've actually just straight up retired, which is fair. F1 Manager killed that market, and we're going to keep that personal opinion out of the video. We just don't get along.
F1 Manager. What a debacle.
It's still not as good as GP Manager World, I'm going to be honest. Speaking of, you had a Minardi series for that, which,
Yeah,
is that lost to history?
yeah. For now, it's lost to history, but that's not to say a replacement won't come around someday.
You mean you don't even have the archives of it anymore?
I've got the archives, but why would I upload them if I could play through it all over again?
You could definitely upload them to the channel, though you've got... Oh, I'll discuss that outside of an interview, but I've got ideas for that, at the very least. Anyway, I think that's about it. So, final question. What do you personally think about the stuff I've done to keep LMAST alive? What do you think about my...
I think you've been doing a brilliant job with Let's Make a Soccer Team. The Sabadell series in particular was huge whilst it was up. Do you have on that subject? Do you have the archives for that?
The archives were lost in the move to Brisbane and permanently gone when I had that stalker issue in December, unfortunately. If I had archive footage, it would have been in this video.
That's an alas. But yeah, that aside, I think you were doing a really good job keeping the interest up for Let's Make a Soccer Team, and we found some new people who might be able to revive the community. I don't know if you necessarily want to come back into the server or not, but okay, we'll leave that out of the video if you want.
I won't discuss it in the interview, but yes, I have had issues with the server that I founded, but that's just related to the mental health issues I've had, honestly. And a clash of personalities is always likely to happen. I leave the server because I feel unsafe, and I come back when I feel safe, and people take that as causing drama, which I'm not. It's actively trying to avoid it. But that won't go in the video. That's full interview stuff. Anyway, thank you for your time. Match ended 2-2 quite a while ago.
Thank you as well.
And we're out.